vineyards and drink the wine of them and live in them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we decided to call our place Monte Maggiore, because of the beautiful views that we have here. So a little bit about us. Lisa and I bought this place back in 2001. We've been farming organically for about 7 years and biodynamically for about 3.5, and we're certified biodynamic by the Demeter Association for Vineyard, as well as our olives are certified biodynamic, and our olive oil. Now there's two differences in biodynamics when it comes to certification. You can also be certified for biodynamic wine, which is not the road that we've chosen to go down yet. That's because some of the native yeast practices that are required for biodynamic, as well as no sulfites that can be added. Part of biodynamics, you know, one of the sole focuses of biodynamic farming is really it's a holistic approach to farming. Some people call it peasant farming. I like to look at it as really just a very healthy way to farm your estate, because it isn't just a vineyard that you're certifying biodynamic, it's your whole estate. It's really, you know, the astrological physics of, you know, just the forces of nature cooling and pulling down, and the effect within that compost itself. What I do know for a fact is that it's just really rich in microorganisms, and when we take that mix and I apply it to even my vegetable garden, stuff just takes off and it just becomes really green. It really has to do with just nature and the spiral effect to these types of horns, the way that they're, if you take a look at them, you can actually pass these around. Compost, brewing it up like you would an Earl Grey tea, and then we apply it folderily, and I'm experimenting it as a disease control method. Not only does that, but it also helps provide nutrients back into the earth. So I have 25 horns, so I make more than enough for 2 applications. And I generally mix it in with, the amount of water doesn't matter. I generally use 40 gallons, because again, all we're trying to do is we'll use brushes and just broadcast it into the vineyards and go, so it kind of somewhat spreads out in droplet form. And again, because all we want to do is have those microorganisms really permeate and just penetrate. And those of you who know that the smaller the berry, the greater the surface area of skin to pulp ratio. All the flavor, all the complexity is in the skin. And as you get to more fertile ground, that's where you tend to have greater yields and somewhat diluted, you know, flavors and complexity. So on average, my vineyard, we probably get about 1.5 tons per acre. I'm trying to get it up to 2.5 tons. And farming biodynamically has made it tough, but now my vineyard is finally coming to fruition, where now the vines have learned to pull up the resources naturally. It's more frequently than most vineyards, but we don't irrigate very long, because again, that water will then run off. One of the things I do on a regular basis every 2 or 3 years is I have guys come around every single vine and they'll shovel this up. So you can see the soil right here is still somewhat damp from